So, in terms of this blog post, I think really the core thing that it's communicating is that they're taking the SFI, which, like you said, was very much like marketing word salad, and they're expanding on it. So it feels like they're at least using it as a framework
Mhm.
for, you know, these new things that they're going to do as a response to the CSRB's report. And I think the first thing they say here, once we get down to the section talking about the expansion of the SFI, is secure by design, secure by default, secure operations, right?
Yep.
And when I look at I, those are all needed. And to me,
Yep.
that kind of aligns with the messaging of what they said at the very beginning of the report and what Satya said in his earnings call statement. Security first, right, is kind of what I
Yep.
see here.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
absolutely, absolutely. I think so. The two comments there: secure by default. Security protections are enabled and enforced by default, require no extra effort, and are not optional. I really, really like that as the
Same.
security defaults as they come out the gate with all the new features. That'll be good. I think the secure by design is another interesting one. I was listening to a really interesting webinar, I suppose you'd call it, with four of your MVP colleagues. I won't mention their names because I don't want to out them necessarily, but
Right.
one of them was a security MVP, and he was talking about how new features, new services used to come out in Azure and or still comes out and in Microsoft 365, and how he sort of looked at it and said, well, you don't have enterprise logging, you don't have RBAC in place. How can this come out in this first version, right? And then he spoke to people inside of Microsoft and sort of had a bit of a light bulb working on a new service and a new feature. The way you're going to be judged is by numbers of users, right? And so initially what you want to do is you want to attract a lot of new users to your new feature, particularly if it's going to be an add-on license or something. Then when you have those numbers, you will be, promoted, you'll have more attention to you, you'll have more resources. And now you can go back in version 2 and 3 to really make it, having all those enterprise security features. And I
Right.
think that's a misalignment of incentives for the program managers, but that's what was happening, right? Because if your service that you come out with is really secure but has no users, that comes down for your review and everybody goes, well, nobody's using this thing, so that was a flop. Let's not use that one, right? So I think that's where that secure by design, if they really, really do it and really align those incentives for the program managers, I think that'd be good.
For sure. For sure. Because I mean, like, that security focus has to be there from the get go.